Hey everyone, what's up? It's your girl, man. And today, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about the most talked about topic right now, and that is OceanGate. Personally, I feel like this whole thing is very weird. I don't know about how you guys may feel, but it's not something that sits well with me, and it hasn't been sitting well with me. To be honest, the Titanic is literally a graveyard. And don't get me wrong, it's not to sound insensitive to the Titanic and its passengers who have lost their lives. However, I mean, let's let them rest. I'm getting tired of the narrative of let's go visit the Titanic. As you see, it is a very dangerous expedition to endure, and it's not something that you can just walk outside and go 5 feet underwater and you're there. Like, this is a very extensive expedition to go and visit. And to make matters worse, this trip to go see the Titanic is worth $250,000. Let that sink in. So I'm going to now watch a few videos and give my honest opinions on them. Again, you know, I'm not trying to downplay anyone. However, this whole situation is just very weird. I mean, for crying out loud, the man took a submarine and he operated it with a PlayStation remote control. Like, I don't know about you, but that in itself would have made me say, yeah, you know, I need my refund back of $250,000.
Some planes are scouring the ocean around 640 kilometres off the coast of Newfoundland in Canada. The search area is as large as the US state of Connecticut. Officials say an underwater search vessel has now been launched. Well, the Titanic, which sank in 1912, lies nearly 4,000 metres below the surface. On Sunday, all contact with it was lost, with the sub about an hour and 45 minutes into its dive. Our correspondent Jessica Parker has this report on the daunting task that is now facing rescuers.
It's not really my ideal of a submarine.
These are the last known photos of the Titan submersible. They were taken on Sunday morning, just before it began its descent. An hour and 45 minutes later, contact was lost.
You can't tell me no one's hyperventilating there.
It's a 5-man capsule that people crawl into. This was filmed by the BBC last year.
So even if they made it to the top of the
from the
water,
outside.
like, they literally would have to just sit there in that capsule praying
the
to
sub
God
then plunges into
that
the ocean's
someone
depths.
sees the submarine to let
Those
them
on
out.
board are believed to be the British billionaire
crazy.
Hamish Harding, British businessman Shahzada Daoud and his son, French explorer Paul-Henri Nargeolet, and this man, Stockton Rush, the chief executive of the expedition company OceanGate.
It's basically a Sony PlayStation style controller.
Here he is in a 2022 CBS documentary showing how the vessel was operated via a games console, while construction pipes were used for ballast.
This is an experimental sub. People are informed that it's very dangerous down there.
Questions about the safety of the sub are now inevitably being raised. But for now, the focus is simply on trying to find the vessel. One Coast Guard official I've been speaking to described the search as like looking for a needle in a haystack.
The area that we search is roughly about the size of Connecticut. As we continue on with the search, we're expanding our capabilities to be able to search under the water as well.
The sub was towed out to sea from Newfoundland before arriving at the wreck site on Sunday. It then began its dive in coordination with a mothership, the Polar Prince. Once a vessel goes below 1,000 metres, it'll be in darkness, no light. Farther down is the Titanic wreck, 3,800 metres under the North Atlantic. Mike Reese is one of the few people who've made the trip before. He describes reaching the bottom of the ocean.
When you touch bottom, you don't really know where you are. And again, the compass immediately stopped working and was just spinning around. And so we had to flail around blindly at the bottom of the ocean, knowing the Titanic was somewhere there, but it is so pitch dark.
In the sea's murkiest reaches, this is what people pay nearly £200,000 to see. OceanGate Expeditions says it's getting help from government agencies and deep-sea companies. and it's praying for the crew's safe return. Jessica
That
Parker,
in
BBC News
itself,
in Boston.
The fact that the size of Connecticut is the search site. And as the guy said, once you hit that 1,000 mark and you go under, it's pitch black. So not only are you freezing cold in the water, not only do you have no communication, not only do you have a remote control operating submarine, you're running out of oxygen. Like, if that is not...
And all the sentiments of our members that were worried, there's no joy in saying, boy, we were hoping this wasn't going to happen. We are in a very precarious situation right now, and it's affecting a lot of people. The industry knows how to do this safely. We've done it for 50 years. We have an excellent track record. Yeah, we have the regulations in place. Can they be updated? Can they be updated faster? Can we accept more new technology faster? Probably, but that's a work in progress, and that's why we're all working on it every year to move that ball forward. In the very, very deep submersibles, like the Titan, 4,000 meters deep, there are only 10 vehicles in the whole world that can go 4,000 meters or deeper, and all of them are certified except the Titan.
Oh, wow.
So it is an outlier. Experts in
So-
the industry at the conference voiced concern, what are we going to
It's
do?
on them for
This
the fact
is
that they
very
decided
risky.
to take that risk.
We understand the
because,
strategy,
like
but
he
it
was
is very
just
risky
saying,
for everybody.
all
I
the
mean,
other
it was not
submarines
certified,
or
so
submersibles,
it had
if you
no
wanna say,
it had no
have
oversight
been
during
cleared.
design.
Like, they've been certified, like,
fabrication,
yeah,
and
you know,
testing.
you have the okay, you're perfect to go down.
So
And this one was not.
it's self-certifying, and what you call experimental. And is there room for experimental? Yes. To take people down? No. Right? If it's experimental, you should not be taking people down.
Titan class, OceanGate highlighted what it said, carbon fiber restricted vessels in real time, whole health monitoring system.
No radios work below the waterline. No satellite signals work below the waterline, so everything goes quiet. It's not just about money. Even the U.S. Navy has issues with that. You do not have this normal support the teenager has on their iPhone that can navigate anywhere in the country. When you're underwater, you only have a few choices, and that is, it's acoustic. That's how you send signals. It took a long time to find the Titanic. So although it's big, it's hard to find, even though when you have the location and you launch the submersibles, well, it's not a straight line down to the bottom. You can drift, and it can sometimes be really difficult to find out where you are and find the Titanic while you're driving. And the Titanic's big. It's huge. So having a hard time finding something as large as a Titanic as you're driving a small submersible puts in context how hard it is to find that little pixel of a submarine.
As he said, if the Titanic is a big vessel, I mean, it's not as nearly big as, you know, cruise ships that we have today, but it's not like it's a little sailboat or a boat that you would go fishing on. So it is a pretty big sized boat or ship. And the fact that they're having a hard time locating them is just crazy, because like he's saying, okay, if this is the Titanic and they're going down to go see the Titanic, it's not like you go, oh, okay, wait, yeah, the Titanic's right under us, let's just go straight down. You're not doing just a simple dive down. Like he's saying, even from the motion of the water, you're gonna drift. So when my family and I, when we went to Cancun, Mexico for a trip, I was in the ocean and I wasn't too far out, but I started at one point, and a few minutes later, I ended up further down. Again, I'm being hopeful, but my hope is kind of running out for them. Honestly, the only thing I know how to do right now is just pray for them, because I couldn't imagine being in that, and especially if the submarine people were saying could basically implode. That in itself would freak me out, especially if you know that going into the submarine, like if you're an expert in that matter, or if you have knowledge on submarines and imploding and stuff like that prior to going inside of the submarine. That would be my initial thought. Like, what if this thing implodes? What if, I would have a lot of what ifs. But that is the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.